To call this meeting to order, please rise for the flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Because of everyone being here tonight, we have a slightly different agenda. So we'll start off with the public statement. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 4th, 2017. And two, emailed to the Retrospect and Courier Post on January 4th, 2017. Oh, roll call, sorry. See, I went out of order already.
Mayor Cox.
Here.
Mrs. Pascal. Here. Mr. Ranieri.
Here.
Mr. Loppenstein.
Here.
Mr. Root. Here. Mrs. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Farrell.
Here.
Mr. Long. Mr. Lucia.
Here.
And Mr. Law.
All right. So back to our abbreviated agenda. So first thing we have is public hearing. We have ordinance 17-07 is an ordinance creating the position of police captain. This part of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak about this ordinance and this ordinance alone, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there someone to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion to close the public portion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Lobenstein, Mr. Lobenstein, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
The public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Loppenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Pascal. Yes. Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
All right, this ordinance is adopted. Ordinance 17-08 is an ordinance amending a portion of Chapter 50, Article 1, Section 50-A. This is the structure of the police department. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I so move.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Loppenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Pascal.
Yes.
Mr. Root. Yes. Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Yes.
This ordinance is adopted. Ordinance 17-09 is an ordinance creating the position of Class 3 Special Police Officer. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion to close the public portion.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor?
Aye.
Public portion is closed. Is there a motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Loppenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Pascal. Yes. Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this ordinance is adopted. Ordinance 17-10 is an ordinance creating the position of sewage plant operator, sewage repairer 1. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make a motion to close.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor? Or, what's that? Bob's got to jump in? Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public portion is closed. Motion to adopt?
I'll make a motion. Go ahead.
I'll make a motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Ranieri. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Loppenstein.
Yes.
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 All right, this ordinance is adopted. For those of you who don't have an agenda, there is agendas up front, and let you know what we just did. What we had to do was we had to create a captain's position, which we no longer had in the police department. Then after we created the captain's position, we had to change the structure of the police department, where we now have one chief of police, one police captain, 4 sergeants, and 10 patrolmen. and any other police officers as required by mayor and council. Then the next thing that we did is we created a Class 3 special officer, was in case in the future any of the schools wish to have retired police officers as security officers in the schools. We now have that position available. And lastly, what we did was we created we're a civil service community now, so we have to have titles for all our positions. So we had to create a title for the gentleman who has a sewer license, who monitors our sewer pump stations in town and our sewer equipment. So now we're going to do what hopefully everyone's here for this evening, is Resolution 17-129 is a resolution confirming 2017 appointments. I'm going to read them all off. In the police department, we have Christian Van Auken as a police officer. We have William Geigelman as police captain. In the fire department, we have Brandon O'Connor as a firefighter. In the public works department, we've got Joseph Smith as the sewer plant operator. On the planning board, we have Fred Laverty as the Class 3 planning board member. And also on the planning board, we have Bob White. Daniel White, I'm sorry, Dan. Dan White, I was thinking about Paul. Dan White as the planning board member also. Is there a motion?
I'll second that.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
And Mr. Newman.
Yes.
All right, the resolution is adopted. At this time, we're going to start with the fire department. We would ask that Brandon O'Connor please to come forward so we can swear him in. Okay, please raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
and the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
firefighter
firefighter
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and that I will not use my office
and I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment,
to grant preferential treatment,
nor to seek personal gain,
to seek personal gain,
favor,
favors,
or advantage
or advantage
not available
not available
to the general public.
to the general
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You guys want to stay up here, or did you guys, okay? I just want to say, Chief Moroni, Deputy Chief Laverty, you want to say anything about the fact that this is something that the borough hasn't done in a long time?
It's the first time that we've actually sworn in one of our members. We're now 4 sworn firefighters. Not that our volunteer staff who's here to support us aren't sworn, they're sworn also. We're one tightly knit family, just like the police department, and we're here to serve the community.
Mr. Van Auken? I
I, Christian Van Allen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office
of the office
of
of policeman
policeman, according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
and that I will not use my office
and I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment
to grant preferential treatment
nor to seek personal gain,
or seek personal gain,
favor,
favor,
or advantage
or advantage,
not available
or advantage
to the general public.
to the general public. So help me God.
Congratulations. This time, Officer Geiger.
I got you. There you go.
I'll go a little slower this time. I'll go a little slower.
This is Billy's mom and dad. Christian, where's the mother? Wow. Stole the mother.
Proud to see, take lots of pictures. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office according to the best of my ability. And that I will not use my office
I will not use my office
to grant preferential treatment
to grant preferential treatment
nor to seek personal gain,
nor to seek personal gain,
favor,
favor,
or advantage
or advantage
not available
not available
to the general public.
to the general public.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. We're official. Chief, do you want to say something? Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. I'd like to call Father Joe up. He's our police chaplain, and we have been doing this since I've been chief. That Father Joe says a prayer for the officers and the firemen before, as they get sworn in. Father Joe.
Let us pray. Almighty God, our Creator, our Redeemer, your divine law is noble, good, and right. In this objective morality, the laws of society proceed. It is therefore fitting that we turn our thoughts as we beseech your blessings upon these gentlemen, these officers, especially upon those who are being sworn in today to assume the oath of officer, captain, and firefighter. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, hear our prayers as we ask that you guide and protect them at all times. In the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Amen.
Okay, at this time, did we want to take some pictures with everyone? And because that was our formal part of the meeting. You're all welcome to stay for the whole meeting. Actually, he told me I'm required to make
Please
you all
don't leave.
stay. But, we'll let you go. You want to bring the officers up and bring the fire department up? Maybe get a group shot first, and then maybe break off a little bit.
Right? Hey, fingers in the air, yeah? You want to do it outside by the memorial? You want me to do it outside by the memorial? All right?
You outside?
By the memorial.
You know what, does anybody, we can open this part of the meeting up to the public. If anyone wishes to speak, we can let you come up now. Okay, this portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address.
Where you want to go next? Go for it.
Just turn the microphone, sorry.
Say my name.
Name and address.
My name is Teresa Fuller. I live at 208 Washington Avenue in Runnemede. My husband and I recently bought a house in Runnemede. First time. We rented for 10 years. First time buying a house ever. And to be honest with you, I grew up in South Jersey. I would have never turned off of Black Horse Pike to find my house. So that's kind of what brought me here tonight. I love Runnemede now that we live here. I love it. Turning off on these side streets, taking my dogs for a walk. My neighbors are fantastic. It's a great community. So when I read Capados?
That's my name.
Mayor Capados. When I read your statement on the Runnemede website, and it talked about downtown renovation, it really spoke to me because it's a great community, but people would never have turned off of these side streets to see what a great community is if they're just looking at that downtown area. So I was curious about, I don't know if you can speak to this right now or if we can speak at a separate time. I'm just curious about what it is other than cleaning out those stores downtown is part of this downtown renovation plan.
Okay.
And then I have a second question.
Okay.
Now or you want to talk first?
Well, I'm not good at, so let me do one at a time,
Okay.
so I'll remember what I'm saying. So the process that we envision as a council and as the planning board is, first of all, we look at what's called our master plan. That's where we designate areas in town that are residential versus commercial and business. So while we're looking at that and trying to be open-minded about what uses should be allowed, where they should be allowed or not allowed, at the same time we're doing a study on a revitalization study. And the way that works, if you read, was we propose an area, which is basically from Clemens Bridge Road all the way to the Turnpike, looking at all those blocks, what could possibly work there. Once we've determined those areas as in need of redevelopment, we then can incentivize developers and even just business owners to try to invest in their properties. What we can do to help incentivize that is we can give them tax breaks and things like that, ease up some of the regulations that make it difficult for businesses to open up. But simultaneously, what I believe we're trying to do is we're also investing in our community. So as you see, if you live on Washington, you'll see that we are paving the road. And we are putting new curbs in and sidewalks in and removing hazardous trees where we can. I mean, it's difficult. There's only so much money, and it's hard to pick and choose where we do things. If on the other side of town on South Oakland, we're working there. We'll be working on Elm and Broadway. We've been trying to fix our sewer system. So we're trying to do all the things that make people want to come to this community, help our schools out where we can. That's one of the reasons, even St. Teresa's, we're doing the sidewalk there to help them survive and be successful. I think we're constantly looking at our ordinances to try to make them better for people to want to live in this community, not be so restrictive, but at the same time have some rules. You know, we have to have rules or we're going to have problems. You know, some of the other things, though, that I've done personally, members of council know, you know, many businesses, being the mayor is a great title because people will call you and you get to speak to them. Some's good, some's bad. But right now, I was speaking to a gentleman and business owners that are looking to move in this community. So it's a great sign. When Cooper came in, I think that was a great seal of approval of our community. Down at the end on 9th Avenue, that Caliper Collision is opening up. That's a national franchise, so that's good. We're almost positive that the old Best Work Industry for the Blind building is going to be sold, and that's going to be a new business coming in. So that's a great sign. Our home values are starting to go back up again. Our vacancy rate is really down. And a lot of that was actually being hard on people, was going out there forcing people to cut their grass, forcing people to maintain their properties. It's not a great job. The worst job in this town is to be the code enforcement official. And then number 2 is fire official. And then it goes council mayor, I think is the order. But we're doing those kinds of things. And we're always welcome for suggestions. I mean, we all have our emails are available, our phone numbers are available, and you're always welcome to come to these meetings to talk about things.
We're surrounded by, you know, a number of, in Camden County, whether it's Collingswood or Haddonfield, that are rated the best downtown areas in the country on some surveys. So I think it's great. And if we as a community, if people can do anything to help you, putting that out there. I think that on Facebook and different social media,
Yes.
people talk. So if you can put that out there for ideas, I think that would also
Absolutely.
be a great
We've been
idea.
using social media a lot more lately. We've kind of embracing it. It's a double-edged sword.
I know.
But we are embracing it where we can.
Don't compare us to Collingswood.
No, I know. My husband's from Haddonfield, and it's always kind of in the back. And I know it's not the same. I know it's not the same community.
The Black Horse Pike is our biggest.
But that downtown community, if you could bring in a couple of stores that could turn things around. So, okay.
Love to be able to shop.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. And then my second thing, like I said, this is my first time ever coming, and the website, it's really terrible to navigate. The agenda wasn't up there for tonight. I had a hard time finding what the date was, what the time was, so.
Okay. We just redid the website, so now we're trying, we'll
right,
take that.
so just
and we're trying to do it. You're 100% right. When I can't find something on the website, it bothers me.
Did you see the old one?
I did.
It's progress.
That was too much, and then this wasn't enough, so.
We're working on
You
it.
couldn't find the time and date for the meeting?
I have to look.
Okay, all right.
So we need to make the calendar a little bit easier.
I was just making sure you.
We have a
looked at
calendar,
the time
it should
and
be on the
date.
calendar.
No, time and date.
And that's what I mean, I had to kind of search around just a little bit, and if we want to get community members out.
Communication is important, and pretty shortly, we're gonna have the borough sign, digital sign,
Yeah.
24/7, displaying different community events, et cetera.
I don't want to, I just moved here, but
No.
these are just a couple little
The one-
suggestions.
We're excited that you're out there telling us these things. We do want your feedback. We can really,
All right.
and you'll see, we're looking for volunteers, things along that nature. A lot of information will come out shortly. And if you have the ability, other than ideas, and give us some time once in a while, that's what we're looking for. Thank you.
On the Black Horse Pike, it used to be a lot more thriving. When the state came through and made it one lane each way and it was the center turn lane, it killed everything. It took all away a lot of parking. And almost all the stores were filled at one time. I've been here almost 30 years. And the Pike used to be a lot busier. And then the state came through. We have no choice in that. When Mayor Betteridge is around, there's just nothing they can do,
When I jump off the turnpike.
Yeah.
For 15 minutes.
One more.
Well, there are a lot less accidents because people were turning left in the left-hand lane when it was 2 lanes each way. I think the traffic is much better now because it constantly flows at least. Before, you would get backed up and you could be, if there was an accident, you're jammed for an hour, so. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why we're here.
Anyone else?
Hello, I'm Jenny Brown. I live on Sherrington Lane. We've lived here over 10 years. Runnemede. I have a couple concerns. The first one being, my children used to play at a grassy area behind Acme. They would go sledding there. There's a nice big hill. We flew kites there. They did their archery there because there's a hill. I walked my dog back there, and there's public access to go through. My kids go to the dollar store at least twice a week, so they like to walk through there to the dollar store. Last year in the fall, for some reason, a gate went up, and it said private property, no explanation, 10 years living there and playing in that particular area. I did speak to Mr. Farrell one time about it, and he said that, I don't really know what he said, to be honest. I'm being honest, but I'm really disappointed. I think you said it was closed because of drug activity or things going on back there. But my kids, they're begging me every single day about that area, and they try to sneak through there, and we got after them one time, they told me. But what is going on there, and this is public property, it's not blocked on the Acme side, and why does it say private property, which really is a lie, it's not private property.
It was my decision to put the gate up there. And the reason was we were having problems with a lot of the neighborhood, mostly the Sherrington neighborhood, maybe not yourself, you've experienced more positive things. We were having a lot of negative problems with that property. If you know the history of the property, at one point there was a playground back there, but it became such a nuisance that many previous governments before us got rid of it. They got rid of the basketball and the different things that were going on there because it became a problem because it's so secluded back there. The cut through that you're talking about can be positive for the residents, but it's also a negative for the different type of transients that have gone through there. So we've had the support basically of a lot of the neighbors in that area, plus the police department, plus fire department on securing that area. Our intent, once again, intent, is to try to do something with the school district to help them with their landlocked situation. At the same time, we don't have to maintain that grass back there. There's very little access to there, and like you talk about the Acme. The Acme, that's private property on their side. So when people park in the Acme and walk into there, I mean, the Acme at any point could put a fence up. So even that's not the right access. We can't allow people to go there. My own son played the flag football, and we used to practice back there, if you recall. Our intent is to do something with it. We're hoping to do something with the residents there and the school district to try to utilize that better. I hear what you're saying about that we need something on our side.
At the time it was closed, none of the people that I spoke to on my street knew why it was closed, or really, most of them were negative about closing it, honestly, because those of us in the neighborhood do walk our pets and do things back there. I mean, literally, my kids are like, we have to go all the way down and around, which is more dangerous for them. You know, they're 12 years old, they like to have a little walk to the dollar store or something. But if my dollars are going to cut that lawn, my tax dollars to cut the lawn and maintain the property, then why can't it be accessible to the residents? That, at least until something is decided.
At this point, we haven't figured out what to do exactly. Like I said, the general idea has been that that property can't be utilized for recreation in the way that might be conducive for what your children need. First of all, you're not allowed to do archery back there, though. I will remind you that. That is not allowed.
Well, they hit my neighbor's shed with their archery the other day,
Okay.
so I said,
Well, don't do that either. But I hear what you're saying. I live on the same side of town as you do. I'm off of Davis, so I understand where, you know, we need something on our side of the community for the children. Obviously, I don't know if you know, the school has been allowing their track to be open for people to walk on it and
you can't
utilize
get
it.
there now because we can't cut through.
You know, I would argue that the biggest problem we run into in any community, I'm going to say in this community, but any community, is that you're right, all these things are positive until someone does something negative. And the negatives overshadow everything. Every time I know it's terrible to keep closing things off, but people abuse these things to a point where we have little choice to do some things.
It's just a shame because the neighborhood kids would go and play soccer, my things back there.
But you
They
do
enjoy it,
realize,
So they've got to go all the way around if they want to behind the Acme.
but you do realize there was
It
a,
says private property because it's really not.
well, then what we'll do is we'll say no access. I'll change the signs to say no access. Because we just don't want people back there until we decide what we're going
My
to do.
kid said, go, mommy, go to that meeting and fight it.
Are your children still playing soccer and all? I thought you were very,
But they don't have a field in town. That's my next problem.
what do you mean there's no field in town?
They have to play at CDAA in the spring. We keep getting told the field is going up, the field is going up, 3 acres, the field is going up. We're playing at Triton again.
Have you not been at the field down at the?
No, our schedule says we're playing at Triton. My son plays U15.
There are 2 fields.
11v11.
Oh, that's a different size.
You're 11v11.
Soccer, they don't have a field.
No. We have fields. We don't have the particular size that you're talking about, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
They're playing, but we do have soccer fields down at Green Acres. You know where Green
Not for his age. Not the big field. They've been telling us for like 3 years that the big backfield at Green Acres would be ready for the larger size. They keep saying, oh, we're sorry, the seating didn't go well. We hired the wrong company to do it. The company watered it too much.
You're talking about us, I'm assuming. You're talking about us.
That's
Okay.
like the last meeting I came to address that. That's what we were told, that the seating was being done. They were hiring.
Well, we did. I mean, I personally have been down there. There is a field. Now, I don't know how large it's supposed to be.
Volts plays 11v11 soccer down there. They use that field for 11v11.
Yeah, the good thing is now have a soccer team.
Why the RY decided to go to Triton, I don't know.
Okay.
It's
So
not
it was
our
our wise decision not to.
Yeah, it was
play.
not ours, no.
Not our decision.
We maintain the fields, and we cut the fields and do the seeding and the irrigation, but we don't tell the organizations where to play.
And we did expand that field. We
Yeah.
increased it.
Yeah.
We got rid of the softball field.
It's
If-
playable.
It's
Volt School has a girls' team, 11v11, and they are playing on that.
That's their home field.
Okay, thank you. Can I keep going, or?
Yeah, you can ask another
Go
one.
ahead.
One other thing, the traffic light at 3rd Avenue that leads from 3rd Avenue from Downing, school will come up, cross Black Horse Pike and go down to go to Waltz. I have to drive 3 kids, and it takes me from Sherrington over 15 minutes to get from my house to Waltz and about 10 minutes to get back. Part of the problem is that the light at 3rd Avenue only lets probably 4 to 5 cars through on each switch, and it jams up all the way down.
You have kids that go to Down?
No, volts, 3 volts.
Go,
Go straight down Clements Ridge Road.
I agree with
That's
him.
the way I do go now, yes.
Into,
Yes, I do.
This is more like,
I live on Mitchell, and I used to fight that lake sometimes.
But there's no way to extend it during school hours?
It's not,
It's,
it's not.
They were having construction there
That's
last
state,
year.
isn't
I couldn't go
maybe
that
during a
way.
traffic study?
and you're also talking about rush hour, correct? You're doing rush hours
Mostly during school.
and rush hours. You're doing that, yeah.
we're doing
I'm on the
this,
same side.
we're doing a study on all the lights on Runnemede right now.
We'll include
For the
that.
most part, they're all good. I don't find any of them.
Not on,
I used to fight that lake for years. Go down to, I used to go down Clements Ridge down to Singley.
Okay?
All right, my last thing. I'm having trouble with my tax bill. And I spoke to the head of the tax.
Excellent. We'll point over there.
I'm not, I thought
Joyce.
it was a gentleman that I dealt with.
Could have been.
Okay. I paid my bill on the day it was due. The
What day?
last- I paid it on the 10th, not of July. August, what day was it? August 1st. August 1st. What?
It was June.
June.
I don't remember.
Not this August one, the one before.
Okay.
I paid it on the 10th. That's technically the day it's due. At around 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, threw it in the blue box outside.
Blue box, I mean the
The
yellow box.
old blue box. This is in June when the box was out there. Threw it in the blue box.
That would have been the mailbox.
The mailbox, yeah, it's blue, right?
Yeah, why would you put it in the mailbox?
Green. It says tax and sewer payments, right? Yeah.
Yellow box.
Yellow box,
Okay.
tax and sewer payments. Put it in the box, nothing on the box, tax and sewer payments, got the 10th. Day was due around 1 o'clock. The next, couple weeks later, I get a delinquent notice from the township saying that I owe $2.58 in tax, in interest on my payment, because it wasn't posted until the next day, the payment. Now, I inquired about this and I was told that it says on the website that they're not posted, it may not be posted until the next day. But the box said absolutely nothing on it about this box is collected at 1 o'clock, what is this? So more investigation came to be, and I was told that the person that collects from the box does it on their way in the morning. And that's the only time of the day they collect from the box, on the way in. To me, that's not logical. I can understand putting like 1 o'clock because you need time to process them in the office or whatever, but it's kind of pointless to think that you're throwing your taxes in there on time, and then you have this $2.56 charge, which nobody seems to want to take away from me. So
Interesting.
they're ready to sell my house at the next tax sale. I got a notice that they're selling my house because that my house could be put up for sale on October the 17th. I got a notice that said, and I could be subject to all the advertisement fees and it's paid for and everything.
You got the green notice today?
I got a notice that said the tax, as of October 17th, your house could be put up for tax sale and you will be required to pay.
Joyce, what is the amount we're?
I owe $2.56.
$5.
So anyway, it was just the point of it that so apparently now it's been taken care of, that the box, they said they were going to change the box to say this is collected at 9 a.m. So
I think it says that. I
But
personally.
to me,
made
that's
it.
just so illogical to
Does it say
collect
that?
from a collection box at 9 in the morning. So
It's a good
that's all I
point.
have to say.
What are we allowed to waive up to? $5? What's the,
I've already answered this woman.
oh, what's the answer?
Yeah. I told her that the website says that we collect the taxes in the morning. We have
Who
big box.
collects from a box in the morning?
Me. As I
Why
come
can't
in.
you walk out there at lunch?
Because she'd have to leave, well,
She's busy.
you know, once again, we're trying to be convenient to people, but do you see how even convenience?
For 10 years of paying your taxes on time, I paid that.
But we sent out 400 notices. I wouldn't know who paid for 10 years on time or not.
Well, it's frustrating, that's all.
I will look into it. I will look into it. Anyone else? Okay, this was the good and welfare, so this was your opportunity. If someone wants to say something, though, feel free to, we could possibly open it up again. Okay, is there a motion to close the good and welfare?
I'll make a motion to close the
second
welfare.
Okay, motion by Mr. Renier, second by Mr. Farrow. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, good and welfare is closed. We'll go back to the normal agenda. We have the reports. Where am I?
Communications.
Hold on, I'm out of it. Okay, approval of minutes. Motion is in order for the approval of the minutes of the July 25th, 2017 and August 2nd, 2007 meetings submitted by the clerk, as each member has received copies of the same. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that
Motion by Mr. Farrell, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor? All right, the minutes are approved. Reports.
We have the report of the Borough Clerk for the month of August, a total of $875.80 was collected for various fees and permits. All monies were turned over to the treasurer. The report of the registrar of statistics for the month of August, a total of $2,322 was collected for various debt copies, marriage copies, and marriage licenses. All monies were turned over to the treasurer. We have the report of the fire marshal for the month of August, a total of $11,706.18 was collected in fire fees. 63 total inspections were conducted. Incidents, 145 EMS incidents, 48 fire incidents. There were 2 Type 1 permits issued, and EMS fees collected in August, $34,200.71. All monies were turned over to the treasurer. We have the report of the police chief for the month of August. A total of $100.27 was collected in accident discovery, solicitor reports, and firearm permits. All monies were turned over to the treasurer. We have the report of the municipal court for the month of July. A total of $7,349.03 was collected in fines, and all monies were turned over to the treasurer. We have the report of the tax collector for the month of August. A total of $4,056,842.30 was collected in taxes, and a total of $106,090.61 was collected in sewer rentals. That's all I have.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept the reports as read?
Also move.
I'll second.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communications. We have a letter from Teresa Berry. No thanking Mayor and Council for the fruit basket she received during her recent illness. And it says, thank you for the fruit basket. I enjoyed it. So, is there a motion to accept the note as read?
I'll make a motion to accept the note.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor?
Aye.
Communications are received. Committee reports. Finance. Mr. Ranieri.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a nice extended weekend. In finance, our annual borough audit for 2016 is wrapping up. The mayor and I should be receiving a date for the exit conference. I'm expecting good news on that meeting, hopefully. We are moving forward with the next phase of the borough retrofit, as you will hear as a resolution tonight, regarding the awarding of that contract. We are also looking forward to having access to the second floor of this building. That's going to be a big game changer, I think, for this town. And also, I want to remind everybody not to forget that we have the Green Fair coming up September 16th. It's going to be a lot of fun and educational, and a good time for the whole family. So mark that on your calendars. Not this weekend, but next weekend, and the rest is progress.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Public safety. Ms. Kelly.
Thank you, Mayor. Raffle license 1713 is a basket auction for the GFWC Women's Club on 10/25/17. All paperwork is in order. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the raffle license.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
I'll continue on with my report. For our very busy police department, year-to-date calls for service, 1,912. There were 28 motor vehicle crashes in August. We had 122 arrests for the month of August. There were no Narcan deployments for the police department. We did have 1 drug arrest. And year-to-date arrests, 1,129. Again, our police are proactive. We are so grateful for their service. Thank you, Chief, for all what your men are doing and for your leadership and vision. And I'd like to continue with my fire department report. Total EMS fees and fire department fees to the end of August, $265,000 $819.36. And all these monies have been turned over to the treasurer, and we're looking at another record year. I just wanted to update everybody about the new squad. About 2 months ago, I announced that we were going to be replacing the squad that's approximately 20 years old. The squad is an apparatus. It's basically a rolling toolbox. It gives our officers their tools to do the job. It's an amazing piece of equipment. And what we have now is old. It's breaking down. And because it's so old, we can't get parts for it. This is not a good situation. So we've established a committee to look into purchasing a new squad, and hopefully we will have the capital funds in place for at least 2019, but no later than that, because by 2020, I don't know if our squad will still be rolling. Anyhow, the committee that is in charge of the squad met with Pierce apparatus, and they were sent out to Wisconsin to Pierce's headquarters, and they met with all their people out there. Pierce gave an approximate value of about $700,000 to do a new squad. They have been working with K&E, who did our Quint. If you recall, about 3 years ago, we had a new Quint that we purchased, and that's our first ladder truck. So between K&E, Pierce, and other vendors, they're really being very aggressive about this because of the situation with the old squad. On September 15th, our firemen are going to the convention in Wildwood. I know you're mostly familiar with the Firemen's Convention. And they will be meeting with all the vendors at that convention. So it'll be a one and done job in Wildwood, and hopefully they'll be able to come back with some good prices. Of course, August was a busy month for the fire department. They had 3 Narcan deployments for the EMS, and this whole opiate situation is unbelievable. And our people, and most of these people that they respond to are overdoses, and they have a lot. They had 145 calls for the EMS this month. That's a lot. And 48 fire calls. 2 active fires in Gloucester Township and in Blenheim. So our guys are busy, and they're busy protecting us and serving us in every way possible. So I just want to send kudos out. We hired a new firefighter, Brandon O'Connor, and if you were here for the installation, the young man comes from us from the Blackwood Fire Company. Very, very qualified, has all the certifications, so we're pleased to have him on board. And of course, we have a new captain, which was wonderful, and a new police officer. Mr. Van Auken is now a full-time police officer, and he served us so well as a second class, and we're so proud to have him on board. That's my report.
Thank you, Ms. Keller. Public events. Ms. Pascal.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I just want to report that we are going to have our annual yard sale for the families in Runnemede, and that will be on Saturday, September 30th, from 8 to 2. And the rain date will be October 1st. There will be no fees collected for the yard sale. We haven't done anything in stone yet in regards to registration. We like to register so that we can put it online and people can download the list of houses that will have yard sales, because that's gives you some advertisement. So I don't know if we're going to ask everyone to go onto Facebook and maybe put your name in there.
I think that's one, the
So-
Facebook and the website, the
Yeah.
mechanism to get people to sign up.
I think right now, what we can do is, if you're going to register, you can go on Facebook, and our administrator can deal with that.
We'll talk about that.
Okay, but anyway, there's no fee.
It's Saturday, September 30th from 8 to 2, and Sunday rain date from, which is October 1st. So let's keep our fingers crossed that there's no rain and that everybody has, a good day. And that's progress.
Okay, thank you. Engineering, Mr.
Thanks,
President.
Mayor. Final phase of Borough Hall is finally going to be taking part. What is that supposed to start with?
We have to award it tonight,
No.
and then it takes a couple weeks to get the
90
contracts
days?
in order. So within a month, they'll probably.
2 weeks, Bob, 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
And then there's also there's a shop drawing review
Away
process.
from
Yeah.
Eleanor.
So you won't see a shovel on the ground until we get the shop drawing review.
Okay. Well, that's a great sign because elevator is well needed and it'll really help the borough. Also, Oakland Avenue, the asphalt is finished. So I'm sure all the neighbors on Oakland Avenue are happy. Washington Avenue, we're doing 2 sides of the street. One is Eastham Road and Washington Avenue where they're working right now. And at the bottom of the hill of Lindsay, that'll be also done. And the roads down there are really bad, yes. Yes. The curb and the sidewalk was really, really bad. So we're looking forward to get that done for the kids, go to St. Teresa's.
How much longer are they gonna work in Washington?
I think probably 2 weeks.
All the cars that come down Patricia Lane or Ardmore to Washington from the Triton side, everyone comes down to there, they want to go left. It's closed, road closed. Is there any way that they can put signs back up closer to the next road where you go left out to Evesham? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure, but
Well, after the meeting, maybe suggest a detour, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Something to tell people?
Cars are going all the way down,
And they're getting,
then they have to turn around.
They get traffic.
come back.
okay.
yeah, no, we should have a road closed ahead of time, so.
I mean, there's some more concrete work to be done and then the paving.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Now, when we get down to Lindsay Avenue, there's some tree issues there. We don't know till they start ripping it out and see what's going to go on there. Mark, I was told there's a problem with a porta potty. I don't see.
remember a porta potty.
They are required by OSHA to have one on site. So it's my understanding, someone's having a wedding in 2 weeks. So I'm going to ask them.
Decorate.
I was just going to say, send Patty there. She'll take care of that.
Porta potty.
I will work on getting it relocated so it doesn't affect that homeowner's.
Our next street we'll be doing will be Elm.
Correct.
So we're looking forward to that. Also, we have until October 6th
Yes.
to identify any more roads we want to do. We're trying to bundle them now, so it seems like New Jersey DOT, it makes it a little easier to get some money. So we'll be getting together and work with the committee and see if that'll work.
Right.
We actually have to do the resolution at the next caucus meeting.
So we'll do it
So that by October 6th, when the application.
So it'll be on our agenda for the caucus then. So you guys will have a recommendation?
Correct.
Okay, great.
Just a little feedback, Bob and Mark. South Oakland, great job. My neighbors came out and they were very happy. All the curbs look good. It was fast. Took a while to get started. But once they got started, they banged it out real quick. It looked fantastic. We're very happy. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
All the rest is progress.
Okay, thank you. Public Works, Mr. Root.
I'm going to rely on my report from caucus from myself and Mr. Wilson and the rest of the project.
Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation.
Same here, progress.
Progress, Mr. Longstein, thank you. Administrator's report, Mr. Law.
Yes.
Do you have anything this evening?
Just wanted to give an explanation of the resolution 17135, which is a Safe and Secure grant. With the hiring of tonight's officer, we're eligible for a little bit more funds in the grant. So this is actually amending our grant amount from up from $19,600, adding another $3,544 for this grant period. Come November, we'll be doing another resolution for another application for the following year and then we'll get the full amount of the grant times 2, which is 19,600 times 2, or $39,200.
This is where the federal government pays for part of the salary. And what happened was we were below the number that they required to get the money, but by hiring another officer, it bumped us back up.
Yeah, at one time, we were at the grant amount was $39,200. We got reduced to half of that when we had 15 officers. Now that we're back to 16, we get the full contingency of the grant.
So their year is October to October, is that how that
It
grant
is
works?
November to November.
November.
10th to November 9th.
Gotcha.
And so what will we get this year?
We'll receive
22,500?
20, yes, approximately, yes.
22.5, which is up by 3,500 because it's prorated, but then next year we'll get the full 39.
23,144 we'll receive.
23,144, and then next year we'll get the full 39.
39,200, correct.
Nice. Yeah. So we got good time.
That's fantastic.
It's all about time.
That's good.
Okay. Anything else?
Good.
That's all.
Thank you.
Questions? Thank you.
Okay. Solicitor's report. Progress. Wow. Engineer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to rely mostly on my report from last week's caucus. I do want to let you know that the resolution I talked about for the complete streets, which will help us improve our application for the municipal aid project, is on tonight's agenda, 17-125. So thank you, Joyce, for getting that on the agenda. And the resolution to award the ADA hallway and elevator project to WJ Gross is on the agenda. In my letter from last week, there was 3 contingencies. Solicitor review of the bid documents, concurrence from CDBG, and money being available. All 3 of those contingencies have been approved by the required person. So thank you, Dan and Bob Harris at CDBG. Oh, sorry. Okay. wrong. Okay, and the other thing is we're working on the sale of the playground at VFW, so I'm working with the solicitor on information regarding that.
I saw you got the deed. I saw that.
Yes, so it's in process. And other than that, Bob talked about everything else, so good job, Bob.
Can I bring something up?
Sure.
Got engineering?
Yes.
A while back, we had a firm in here that was looking into grants for us, a year back or so.
Yes.
And they had mentioned that DOT was big on upgrading bus stops in our town. Have you looked at that, or is that on the agenda to look at that? Especially since Cooper's here too as well. Our bus stops, they're pretty sad.
What do you mean?
It should be on the table, just to either add or put some shelters up, maybe a couple of some enclosed shelters, especially if there's some grants out there. That's something that you're aware of?
Why not? I think at one point we did get a letter from the state to look at the bus stops. Do you guys remember that, to make sure that the ones are okay? I don't know about the funding issue, but I will say, as everyone's aware, the DOT is starting to give us more money. So things are starting to break out a little bit better. So it might be something we can look at. It might be more of a 2018 kind of project.
Especially if we can get some help with some grants on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. Was there anything else?
That was all I had.
Okay, thank you. Old business, we have none. Public comment on agenda items. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on the upcoming resolutions that we're going to be reviewing is able to come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion of this meeting?
I make a motion to close the public portion of this meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, new business. We have Resolution 17-125 is a resolution establishing a complete streets policy for the Borough of Runnemede. This is what Mr. Bayshore just spoke about. If everyone had a chance to look at it, it's very detailed. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Farrell, second by Mr. Root. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the resolution passes. Resolution 17-126 is a resolution authorizing turnover of municipal court uncashed checks for Runnemede Municipal Court.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Ranieri, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. Leary?
Yes.
And Mr. Reed?
Yes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 17-127 is a resolution authorizing the purchase of police vehicle and 2 fire vehicles from Winter Ford under state contract A88728. This is the vehicles that are coming in very shortly. This just formalizes the state grants, correct? Yes.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by
I'll
Mr.
second
Neary.
that motion.
Second by Ms. Kelly. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mr. Renier.
Yes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 17-128 is a resolution regarding employment. This is a retirement letter. This is Roberta Iaconelli's retirement letter. She submitted a retirement letter to myself and to inform us that she will be retiring. Her final day of work will be December 29, 2017, which she will be completing her 37th year at the Borough.
Wow. God bless, God bless.
37 years.
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Root, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Renier.
Yes.
What if you said no to her retirement?
That got outlawed in the mid-19th century.
Not a good one to say no. Yeah, we wish her well. We Roberta's last few months, hopefully they'll be very good. Resolution 17-130 is a resolution authorizing a refund of security deposit for the use of the Harry Williams Building to Triton Junior Wrestling.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Root, second by Mr. Lobenstein. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Renier.
Yes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 17-131 is a resolution authorizing the disposal of borough property which has no value. These are the old courtroom chairs, which will be given to the municipal alliance. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Renieri, second by Ms. Kelly. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Renieri.
Yes.
And Mr. Root.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted.
All right. Get the chair.
Resolution 17-132 is a resolution authorizing a 2017 veteran deduction for Block 129, Lot 24. This is the $250 deduction. Is there a motion?
Also move. I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Renieri.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Resolution is adopted. Resolution 17-133 is a resolution approving low bid for the municipal building ADA hallway and elevator construction to W.J. Gross in the amount of $639,000. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Farrell, second by Mr. Ranieri. Discussion, just to let everyone know in the audience, the amount we are getting over, almost $250,000 in grants from the county to help us do this. Part of this is if everyone at the community block grants that you always hear about from the federal government, that money is given to the state. It's administered by the county. We put in applications every year. So typically we get about $33,000 a year. So what we've done is we asked that we needed to fix this problem. They helped us out with an extra $150,000. They helped us out with another $33,000. So they've been very helpful in doing this. So even the future block grants, we intend to use that money to basically pay off this loan that we're getting. It is very expensive. I will say it's very expensive. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
And Mr. Renieri.
Yes.
All right, this resolution is adopted. Resolution 17-134 is a resolution approving a contract with the Camden County Uniformed Firefighters Association. The four gentlemen that were here this evening are unionized, and we have a contract that everyone is aware of. Basically, it outlines a 4-year agreement, pretty much 2% raises, identifies what they're supposed to do, some additional hours that they'll be working. Everyone understands that, so we need a motion.
Also move. I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mr. Root.
Yes.
Mr. Renieri.
Yes.
This resolution is adopted. So that authorizes me to sign the contract, which will take effect retroactive to January. Resolution 17-135 is a resolution approving participation with the State of New Jersey in the Safe and Secure Communities Program administered by the Division of Criminal Justice, Department of Law and Public Safety. That's what that the administrator explained to us was the, is this the amendment? Is that what we're doing, the amendment to the application?
This is a full,
This is the full application? Okay. Is there a motion?
I so move. Second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mr. Renier?
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
All right, the resolution is adopted. We have first reading tonight for ordinance 17-11, which is an ordinance regulating the salaries of the employees of the Borough of Runnemede for the year 2017. This identifies the two positions that we created this evening. The one is a police captain, which has a salary range of between $90,000 and $110,000, and a sewage plant operator, sewer repairer one, which has a range between $40,000 and $60,000. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt on first reading and advertise according to law with a public hearing to be held on October the 3rd, 2017.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. Renier?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
Okay, that ordinance will be publicly held at the next meeting. Payment of bills.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
That was quick. Motion by Mr. Root, second by Ms. Passio. Is there a roll call to pay the monthly bills?
Mr. Farrell?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. Renier?
Yes.
Mr. Root?
Yes.
All right, payment of bills shall be done. We already had our public portion of the meeting. Should I open it up again? Is there anybody who wishes to speak?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. Okay, we're going to open the meeting again. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Please state your name and address. Thanks for coming late.
Meeting starts at
I am an elected official and had a previous engagement.
Move your meetings.
I can't, it wasn't a meeting, it's something we do for the community. Maria Panzarella. Whoa.
Little louder, please.
Maria, yeah. Maria Panzarella, 230 Evergreen Road, Runnemede. So first of all, I wanted to say that the Borough Hall looks excellent. When I came in with my hours last month, it was the first time I had been in since the doors had moved to the side. And while I was in here speaking to employees, there were about 6 residents that came in and all commented after I did on how nice it looks. I'll say this again. You guys need to be more transparent. You need like ribbon cuttings for these things. And that goes into my next thing. And don't smile. Do something about it.
We're not done yet, Ms. Panzarella.
I know you're not done, but when you are done, you don't let people know. So, people sit behind keyboards and have lots to say about nothing being done. You need to show them what's being done. Which leads into my next thing. So St. Teresa's began using Howard Williams Building 2 weeks ago. And when I went to meet them there were a couple parents there, and there was a coach there, an assistant coach there. When I got there to close it, the head coach was there. And she said, I have to tell you, whoever watches the cameras in here should watch me jumping up and down when we walked in and there was air conditioning. See, the groups that have used these buildings for all these years and criticized what it lacked, it didn't have safe places to sit, it didn't have air conditioning, it didn't have lights that were like, I don't know, economically even, favorable. You do now. And again, the next opportunity when the general public is invited into that building, aside from concerts and sports events, is not until Christmas. And I just think if you really want people to see what you're doing and stop talking about what you're not doing, maybe just saying, hey, for anyone in, obviously social media is people's way to go these days. So, put a blurb somewhere. You guys all, I see so many of you out there. I heard 12 good things about Craig tonight. And that's a different time, different place. But the bottom line is that everyone wants to sit back and complain because no one really puts themselves in a position to see anything positive that's being done. I was at a function tonight that's offered to Runnemede School District families, and I miss Mrs. Kelly at our meetings. I, at our retreat last week, suggested that we not have our meetings on Tuesdays anymore because it conflicts with so much of what our borough does. I am not for that change. I was elected to a Wednesday night meeting. That's what I planned on it being. It affects certain people in the audience who are at, various meetings. It affects our liaison that I've become very reliable on because our invitation to her and vice versa is often not communicated well enough. I'm sorry I exceeded my 3 minutes, but let's, I see you smiling. You guys are seen enough in the community doing positive things. Let's put it out there to the taxpayers, to the people who put you where you are, and to the people who didn't and showed them, this is what's being done. Open up the Borough Hall for cake and coffee. I'll make cakes, I'll make coffee. You need to expose yourself to this community and show them what you do. Like enough being quiet and going, well, it's only the people who don't see it that aren't talking. It's because the people aren't, I said this at our school board meeting, we need to get this community involved. We have 8,000 people in this community that sit back, that don't know what's out there, that don't know what's offered, and nobody wants to become involved. We have the lowest attendance in this area for our school board. That is a shame. That is sick. 4 positions open, 2 people running, a council and a mayor and council who want to create, situations that are good for everyone involved. Let's go. Do some ribbon cuttings. If you all, that helps. That helps. But again, invite them in. Use that bus that seats 18. Maybe run a couple trips back and forth to the Runnemede house. Get people out. Show them what you do. You know what I mean?
I think that we do that. Concerts. We invite.
No. So concert is geared toward a certain group of people. Like sports are geared toward a certain group of people. We need to stop separating groups of people. And we need to go, this is running. You're not going to get my kid's age out to a concert. You tell them you're going to get a soda and a bag of chips and they'll be there.
So hopefully we'll come to the Green Fair.
No, here's what I'm saying. Let's try
We
to
appreciate
like
this, but we do. We will.
St. Teresa's has, again, these are local people who had no idea that those improvements were made. Do you know what I mean? Let's let people know.
We're doing our best.
When things have no
But the
value.
people have some responsibility too.
I have what?
The people
Oh.
have responsibility.
Do you want me to go there?
No. Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
Maria, we're almost exceeding our maximum at this meeting.
I know, so proud of it. I had to jump for a new seat. I know, but that's what's sad. And I say the same thing when it comes to the school board. Everybody sits back and complains, but nobody actually, and I said to our school board meetings, are not gonna have a meeting every other month, so that we try to encourage the community to come out.
It's gonna be the same.
It sucks, and I could not agree with you more, but then, you know what? When the state.
No, we do have a new.
I saw a new
I'm a
person.
teacher. I go to the school board. I work an hour plus away.
I
go
see
to
a
their
couple
school
new
board.
people.
Sorry.
However,
I go to those school board meetings
See?
because I'm an elected official up there.
See, so you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was saying hi. Chief, can you please congratulate your new captain since I missed that whole part?
I'll make sure I'll congratulate you.
Yeah.
For me, on my behalf. I know you. On my behalf.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak? Okay, let's close the public portion again. Lynn would be so mad at me. Is there a motion to close the public portion? Motion by second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor? Public portion is closed.
Thanks very much.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Ranieri, second by Ms. Kelly. All in favor?
Bye.
We are